Hey guys, what is up? I'm sorry, it's been a while, I haven't been posting shit at all. I've been slacking off, and life is really fucking hectic for me. I've been working and working and working every fucking day pretty much, and today I would like to touch upon on a certain subject. As many of you guys may know already, I'm a big Resident Evil fan. Um, I played it through almost every single game in the series except for Gaiden and the first Resident Evil Survivor and Resident Evil Dead Aim. All those spin-offs, and more importantly, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Okay, 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 okay. I still haven't played that game because to me, uh, you know, I better put on my safety helmet because what I'm gonna say upcoming might offend a lot of fans, for the game Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, because I think that game is a piece of shit, it's a fucking disgrace to the fucking Resident Evil title, It doesn't even deserves to have a fucking title, It's a fucking disgrace. It's a piece of shit. It's a fucking joke. Okay, anyways, um what I would like to touch upon today is that, as many of you guys may know already, Resident Evil 2 on the original PS1 is getting a remake! A remake like Resident Evil on the GameCube. That was a truly masterpiece. Um, in my opinion, like Resident Evil, the remake, the game, like the one and only game that I find it truly remarkable. Um, you know, Directed by Shinji Mikami, even though he left Capcom, after Resident Evil 4. On a side note, I still love Resident Evil 4. I never said I hated it. I just said I hated Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6. And, anyways, today I would like to read some comments, you know, read some feedbacks that I got on Facebook. Apparently, I left a detailed comment on the, Capcom made like an official fan page for Resident Evil on Facebook. So I actually left a comment on the remake of Resident Evil 2. They posted like a YouTube link of the video, talking about, we do it, like that Mr. T, that Japanese guy. I think he was the producer in the video. I'm just gonna go on ahead and read out the comments because I would like to share what other people are saying in regards to my comment, on the Resident Evil fan page. So here we go. And yeah, that is the video. So let's scroll down. Here it is. Sorry about the police siren. Okay, this is me. That's what I said. Capcom, here's a little request from a fan of the series. Could you bring back Alyson Court to play as Claire Redfield in Resident Evil 2 Remake? Her voice is something we definitely need in the remake. And look at the amounts of likes that I got. 390. And I posted it last Friday. And I'm still getting likes even till this day. Like it's been like almost a week. So what I'm trying to say is that, I'm trying to get your attention, if you guys are watching my video right now, the people at Capcom, I'm just one of the few Resident Evil fans, out there. Um, I really wanted you guys to bring her back. Alyson Court is the only one and only Claire Redfield in my eyes, and I assure you, a lot of other Resident Evil fans they think the same too. So let's read all the comments. this. We need Alyson back. You see, like a lot of people want Alyson Court back to play as Claire Redfield because her voice. Once you hear her voice, you know what is up. You know which character we're talking about, which character we're referring to. You know, it is really important. And I replied, I was really sad she didn't make it for Revelations 2, crying face, with a little tear. And, a lot of people agreed, I got some likes there. A lot of people wanted Alyson Court to play as Claire in Revelations 2, but for some stupid reason, Capcom, you guys made like a fucked up decision, and you guys decided to, the character moved on, the character grew older. She's supposed to change her voice. Are you fucking serious, Capcom? You motherfuckers are like bitching at me for saying, oh, we should keep the same voice actor for the entire series. Hey, guess fucking what? Asen Court has been working with the series since Resident Evil 2 all the way up to, I believe, Resident Evil Degeneration, the CG movie. And the last game that I remembered hearing her voice. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I never played the game, but I remember hearing her voice in the trailer um, or a YouTube video. And the last game I remember her played it a part of Claire Redfield was either Dark Side Chronicles or Operation Raccoon City. And it's fucked up. They didn't choose Alyson Court, for Revelations 2, But whatever. We're talking about the remake of Resident Evil 2 right now. And yes, Lisa said, right, I hope so. And I hope they keep her face the same and please no steroids. That reminds me of Chris from Resident Evil 5. I said, my ideal Leon and Claire would be the same character models from Darkside Chronicles, but enhance it more with PS4 graphics. And some of the fans agreed with me. You see, like 10 likes that I got. And this guy said, I didn't really like Darkside Chronicles character. Claire at least seemed too much an adult. She's a freaking teenager. Um, I won't disagree with you. Everybody got their personal preference, personal opinion. And Ryan said, Alyson is a must. She is Claire. Right there, guys. Another fan of Alyson Court, She is Claire Redfield. This guy just said it. CJ said so much this. Don't care if you have to reuse audio from the original. She is and always will be the voice of Claire. Well said. Justin, he said, that's exactly what I said to them, LOL. Oliver, I agreed, absolutely. This guy said, Xbox 360, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Novo 2015. Personally, I would prefer it to be exclusive on the PS4, but nowadays they are trying to get more people to play the games and they're trying to make more money, so it's only natural for them to port the game on every single current gen consoles. And Seth said, if this happens, I want Paul Haddad as Leon. He's the original voice actor in Resident Evil 2, and I like that comment. Um, I don't have too much fond feelings towards this voice actor who voiced Leon S. Kennedy, sorry, called Paul Haddad. I wouldn't mind having back, even though I really like the voice actor for Leon in Resident Evil 4. I really like that voice. And this guy called Tong, he posted a screenshot, and I'm going to enlarge it is actually Alyson Court's Twitter account, and it says Capcom Unity. Hi. So I don't know if it's a message from Alyson Court to Capcom Unity or Capcom Unity's approaching Alyson Court. Maybe they have something to discuss with the remake. I hope so. I don't know. Next we got Alan's comment. He said, "Please bring back Alyson Court as Claire Redfield," and I like that comment as well. A lot of fans, Capcom, a lot of fans for the Claire Redfield character. They want Alyson Court to play as the voice actor of that character. So please bring her back. I'm not the only one. Um, this guy called Jamie. Old voice actors should come back. Definitely, I totally agree. And this is a remake, so going back to the way it was, pure and simple, same game mechanics, only survival horror. I would love to see if they would make the camera settings similar to the Outbreak series where it's semi-fixed. Add an online content like Outbreak where you survive a certain scenario with three players like Resident Evil Outbreak throughout Raccoon City. Um, you know, we could add that as a bonus game. When you beat Resident Evil 3, you get to play as the I forgot the name for the game, but it's like a mini game. You play as like the mercenaries. In Resident Evil 3, there are like three of the UBCS soldiers, Carlos, Mikhail, and Nikolai, and they got like all these different weapons and arsenals. And you're trying to reach to the beginning point of the game, in the warehouse when you first played as Jill. You're trying to reach to that part of the game from the train. And if you reach there, you get like a certain amount of money and you could buy like infinite ammo, weapons, and shit like that. Anyways, I digress because we're getting out of hand here. Let's focus on the comments. And this guy again, Tong, said no Paul had it as Leon. You know, like I said earlier, I don't mind having him back, because he was the original voice for Leon. It's just that Alyson Court is more popular because I guess, she's well known, you know, and this guy, I can't pronounce his name. Yes, and they could use the Claire from Resident Evil Degeneration. Hey, I wouldn't mind, I wouldn't mind at all because Allison voiced Claire in Degeneration, and I fucking love that movie. Um, Erica replied to me. She said, "Yes, totally agree with you, Tony. Allison should come back. Definitely." See, another fan, Capcom. Another fan. And I replied, "Thank you. I'm glad so many fans, excuse me. Thank you. I'm glad so many fans agreed with me. Please make it happen, Capcom. Please make it happen." Um, Casey McMillan. Alyson Court is the only Claire Redfield. Bring her back. Exactly. Exact fucking Nelly. She is the only Claire Redfield. Another fan. Stefan Barry. Will Smith should do the black cop at the beginning. Always thought he looked like him. I think this guy, he's referring to Marvin, the guy who turned into a zombie in Resident Evil 2. And, he was in the very beginning when you first arrived to the RPD. Anyways, Chris Gammon did. Sorry, this fucking kid is like playing outside of my room right now. I'm currently living with some other people. Anyways, I digress. I'm getting into another topic here. Let's move on. She did do her in Revelations 2? What do you mean? Combine 2 and 3. I didn't get that. I'm sorry. Paulo said, "I prefer Allison as Claire and Paul had it as Leon. He wasn't excuse me, he wasn't such a douche like in Darkside Chronicles and other newer Resident Evils where Leon would appear. Um, I don't know. I wouldn't say they're a douche, you know. Maybe the one from Resident Evil 6 because I fucking hate Resident Evil 6. Is you know some people are gonna disagree with me, you know. You're not a true RE fan, you know, you detest Resident Evil 5 and you detest Resident Evil 6. Hey, I'm old, man. I love the original traditional Resident Evil, you know. You guys call it tank control, and I never had any problems with the tank control. Sure, when I first started playing the game, I find it, you know, quite awkward, you know, to move against like to move in the game, you know, like blending in into the environment. But you know, like the aesthetic background and you know, like you move when and your feet follows you, you know, when you turn, your feet follows you. And you know, like all the save room theme, the typewriter, you know, it's just you know like all the door scene, you know, when you open the door you see like a door opening and there's like a little scene for it. All those things added up, there are just so much things for me to say, you know, like I'm gonna make another video talking about you know what I want to see in Resident Evil 2 remake Capcom. And to those of you who are subscribed to my channel, stay tuned for that video because I've been working a lot lately, so please bear with me. And I really appreciate for all the comments and likes, you know, and all the people that subscribe to me. Thank you. Anyways, um, you know, I I won't disagree with this guy, but you know, I don't really get what he meant by douche, you know. I understand the word douche, you know, like douchebag, but how are they douche in Darkside Chronicles? Maybe it's just your personal preference? I don't know. I'm not trying to prove you wrong, by the way. This is just me. This guy called Carlos said totally agreeing with this guy, whatever he said, I guess. Fernando said, if you recall on the original Resident Evil 2, there was some extra stuff that was cancelled because the space on the disc. Why not add extra stuff? You mean why not add extra stuff missed as he missing gameplay? As it is missing is gameplay, you mean? I get what he's saying. Um he's pretty much saying, you know, there was like all these bonus content on the original Resident Evil 2 game, and I believe there was like a Resident Evil 1.5 out there, and to a lot of you guys, Resident Evil fans or not, Claire Redfield originally, um, she wasn't even a character until Capcom brought up this other character. I think her name is called Alisa. I might be wrong, so don't quote me on that. Alisa, and she got like a motorcycle helmet. She's like really similar to Claire, but she's a little bit different. And she was wearing this racing suit or like a racing jacket, and she always got like this helmet on or something. And anyways, you know, hey, I wouldn't mind. You know, put it as like a bonus content when you beat the game, and you can unlock it or something. You know, or you know put it as like one of the you know prerequisite requirements, you know, like let's say you want to play the demo for Resident Evil 1.5. Hey, you gotta work for it. Maybe beat the game with the knife only, something crazy, you know, get like a platinum trophy or have a certain number of trophies for Resident Evil 2 remake before you unlock it, something like that, you know. This is just my personal like, opinion, so if you disagree, I understand. But, you know, don't try to prove me wrong. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm right. I'm just voicing my opinion. And this guy called Ian Roberts, they basically all sound the same. Who cares about a fucking voice? And I replied, a fucking idiot would never be able to understand it, lol. There you go. And five people agreed with me. And nobody gives a fucking shit about your comment. Nobody even liked your comment. So fuck off already. It's people like you who doesn't appreciate, the voice actors. Anyways, this guy, I think is a guy, or it could be a girl. Mikhail Claire was 18 in RE2, not a teenager. Um, I wouldn't bet on that because a lot of people on the internet are telling me, she's a teenager, and I'm not too sure if she's 18, so I can't say more than that. I might be wrong. I'd better do some research. Paulo said, I guess I'll be deaf not to care about a fucking voice. Oh, wait. They're all the same. Even Claire and Leon. Not mentioning Marvin, Ada, Robert. They all sound the same person talking, right? Exactly. You know? They don't sound the fucking same. You know? It's the voice actors who makes the characters come to life. I fucking love Alyson Court's voice as Claire Redfield. Anyways, Cody said, then Resident Evil 3 Nemesis will get S remake too. I guess he made a mistake. He probably wanted to type an A, but he typed an S. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is gonna get a remake, and I can't wait for that because despite being, Resident Evil 2 not my favorite Resident Evil game in the trilogy. I mean like I'm referring the trilogy as the PS1 trilogy. My favorite Resident Evil game on the trilogy is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and my all-time favorite Resident Evil game that's not in the trilogy is Resident Evil Remake on the Nintendo GameCube, or the PS3, PS4 HD remaster version, which looks even better. But I'll always prefer the original GameCube version. And Andrea said Mikhail 18, 19, Jeep teenager, alright. I guess Claire is really 18 or 19. Who fucking cares? All we want is Claire Redfield's voice actor, original voice actor to come back to play as her. David said, "Eh? It wouldn't matter to me. I mean, the first Resident Evil remake didn't even have the same voice actors from the original first Resident Evil game, but it's whatever." Hey, I get your point. A lot of people are gonna say that. I understand, but hey, Claire Redfield comparing to other Resident Evil characters, like I said before, man, Alyson Court has been the same fucking voice actor since Resident Evil 2, which was her first debut, all the way up to Darkside Chronicles and Operation Raccoon City. Game wise, movie wise, Degeneration was her last, and Claire wasn't even in Damnation. So I'm talking about the CGI movie, by the way, not the fucking lame as lame as action bullshit Resident Evil movies, with fucking Alice. And Tong said, the education in this modern society is horrible. But yeah, Allison should come back and Paul Haddad should make a comeback too. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. David said again, I mean, Allison has voiced Claire through the entire series. I'm glad you understand, because I just mentioned it. Same with Ada's voice, but Jill, Chris, Wesker, and Leon had different voices. I'm not sure who all the voices were for Chris, Jill, and Wesker. Neither do I'm not sure. Um, but Leon was originally voiced by Paul Haddett. He was then voiced by Paul Mercier on Resident Evil 4 and Degeneration. Okay, good to know. I didn't know that. I'm not sure who voiced Leon on Darkside Chronicles and Operation Raccoon City. Then Matthew Mercier voiced Leon for Resident Evil Damnation and Resident Evil 6. I personally think Matthew and Paul Mercier are both the best voice actors of Leon Kennedy. In my opinion, they're both tied. They both do good. Um, like I said before, I loved Resident Evil 4 Leon's voice actor. I think he did a fantastic job. And hey, not that I hate the original voice actor for Leon, in Resident Evil 2. I wouldn't mind. David said it's bad if the voice acting was terrible. Yeah, I do agree, to a certain extent. I get what you mean, but you know, hey, that's how it is. Back then the lines were cheesy, and I guess a lot of fans, and that's one of the great things we like about Resident Evil in the old days, back on the PS1. 100% agreed, Risa said. Misty said, thank you. I was just about to comment about Alyson Court. Another fan, Capcom. Another fan. This guy said, that's right. Robers, Randar, whatever. This guy said, yeah, hopefully they would have better voice acting. Laughed my ass off. Michael Everett, he said, changing her in the first place was a stupid capital choice. Exact fucking Nelly. Why did you guys change her voice? Seriously. I mean, I was pretty sure Alyson Court could somehow adapt by changing her tone a little bit in replacing the older Claire Redfield in Resident Evil Revelations 2. But instead, you guys, a big fuck you to whoever decided to change Claire Redfield's voice to some other voice actor instead of Claire Alyson Court to play as Claire Redfield. A big fuck you, okay? Um, Anthony said, "Yeah, you're very right. We need her. I would have played it Resident Evil Revelations 2, but on the trailer, I didn't hear her voice. Was so disappointing that I decided not to play it. And the same is for Leon. We need Paul Mercier." See, this guy, while he was typing, all capital letters, I don't know if he was like really angry or frustrated. I don't know if he's a troll, but hey, part of his comment, you know, is what I was expecting too. In the when I was watching the trailer, how I felt. I mean, that was how I felt. I was deciding, whether or not if I should play the game or not. Man, Addison Court didn't play as Claire Redfield, but as a fan, I still played it through the game. I never finished it. I actually finished it on normal, and I got the bad ending, and I never got the good ending, so I don't really know what's up. Anyways, Lewis said the face of Claire from Degeneration also. So there's another fan out there, who prefers the character model from Degeneration for Claire. Lisa Maria said, please keep her face the normal human face of Resident Evil 2 and not the anorex. Sorry if I'm pronouncing um incorrectly. Kardashian looking face. They ruined her in later games. Somewhat like the face they showed in the Resident Evil Revelations 2, like the latest character model for Claire in the new game. Coconut posted a link to her Twitter, Alyson Court's Twitter account, and another fan, Paulo Alyson Court heart sign. Chris said, um, "Can I just say for one, yes, I'm in favor for Alyson Court coming back as a voice actor, and the original Claire uh, look is what I would like for an RE2 remake, of course, but people need to not bash Resident Evil Revelations, cause that was actually a pretty dope game, and I'm actually kind of missing playing it right now as my PS3 is somewhere else. Your hate, your hate any game in the series, hate on. Oh, sorry. I mean, he probably mistyped it. He wanted to say, if you hate any game in the series, hate on number 5. But even then, I actually like 5 and 6. But yes, I prefer old school gameplay compared to the new. Yeah, I agreed. 5 and 6 are too much action based. They're not bad games, they're still fun, but they're not Resident Evil fun, if you know what I mean. Um, Andy said, I would really like to see Paul Mercier return as the voice of Leon. He did such a great job in Resident Evil 4. Also, Leon's face model in RE4 was great. Started to look weird after that. If if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly. Candace said I agreed. Share it. This is like a screenshot of Claire from Darkside Chronicles. Um, I guess this picture some fan made it, to promote to get Alyson Court back to play as the voice of Claire in the remake. Kaya said, "I'm going to leave this here, and I'm the only and the o what? I'm gonna leave this here, and the I'm going slowly. What? Anyways, that was the last comment, and you know, I I hope they bring back Alyson Court to play as Claire Redfield because, like I said in the beginning of this video, Alyson Court is Claire Redfield. Thanks for watching, people. If you like this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Like this video, and stay tuned for more videos from me on this channel. And it's time for me to go. So, until the next time, see you later.